Trust me on this. Most of your questions can be solved once we start programming. Let's start from the basics and try to build up one step at a time. Most of your questions cannot be answered in plain English, although I have tried my level best to do that. You will realize that the best way to answer them is to experience it all by yourself. So let's get going with our programming journey with a very nice online package called Scratch. This is actually a programming language, and trust me, the prerequisites, the age from where one can start using this programming language is actually just 8. An 8-year-old can understand this programming language really well, and trust me, it's actually very addictive. Look at this little cat here, and look at all the commands over here. These commands give this cat a whole lot of power, and let's see what exactly are the powers that you can enable the cat to perform, right? When you say move 10 steps, I think it's obvious for you all. The moment you say move 10 steps, she must move 10 steps ahead. So let me say move 10 steps. Move 10 steps. She is not moving. Probably there's something else I must do. What is that? So it is double-clicking on the move 10 steps. That is what is going to make her move. And if you change the 10 steps to 50 steps, I type 50 here. It's going to make her move 50 steps. How? Not by just clicking on this once, but click on this twice. A good thing to do is possibly open this Scratch window by going to scratch.mit.edu. It is there in the description of this lesson, and then you can try it all by yourself as I am trying it. So, move 50 steps, she moves. In another time, move 50 steps, she moves. Let me say move 100 times, 100 steps. She moves 100 steps. I am going to pull her by the tail and bring her back. Okay, so again, move 100 steps, she moves. Move, move, perfect. And as you can see, there are self-explanatory stuff here. Turn 15 degrees, says a command. When I keep it here and double-click on it, look, she is going to move 15 degrees, correct? Let me make her move completely, right? She moves and finally she comes back to her original state, okay? I can also move her in the opposite direction. I made her move clockwise. I can make her move anti-clockwise. Look at this. Double-click, double-click, double-click. She is moving and double-click this. She moves in the clockwise direction. Go ahead 100 steps, turn by 15 degrees. Go ahead 100 steps, turn 15 degrees. Go ahead 100 steps, turn by 15 degrees. Go ahead, turn, and then go ahead. You see, I can command her using these commands. She went back. Let me pull her back. Let me turn her. She comes back to her original position. Okay. What have you learned so far? You have learned the following. Here is the cat, and you can instruct her to move the way you want. The way you want here is basically the set of commands given here. Some of them sound complicated, but don't worry. With time, you will be able to understand almost everything of what is given here. As of now, we just learned how to make her move ahead and how to make her turn the way we want. Let's end this lesson by making her turn by, let's say, 90 degrees. So this will make her turn by 90 degrees, right? Again, let's say 70 degrees, and I am just typing it here, 70, and then again, let's say 80 degrees, and so on, right? So now it's time for you all not to go ahead with the next lesson, but to open the Scratch window and try playing around with her and make her move around, turn around, and do whatever you want. Sky is the limit, as you can see, and it's a whole lot of fun making her do stuff, okay? You can, in fact, explore other things here also. Be covering all these things, it will be good if you can go ahead and look at this mini laboratory of how to program a small unit graphical figure. We just now made the cat rotate, move around, This was just the beginning. You can do a lot more with Scratch than this. Let's see more.
We saw how we can make this cat move, rotate, and things like that. Now, what I am going to tell you is what is called grouping these instructions. I am going to group them. Can you easily guess what that means? Basically, I just zoomed the commands, but it's easily visible for you. What I am going to do is, I am going to make her move by 100 steps and then move back by minus 100 steps. What does this mean? Clicking on this will make her move ahead. Clicking on this will make her move back to her position. It's like go ahead 100 steps and come back by 100 steps. Right? Okay. And then let me say, I want her to turn by 90 degrees. So when I click on this, she turns by 90, again turns by 90, again turns by 90, and again turns by 90. So what I want her to do is, let's say, first move 100 steps and then turn by 90 and again move by 100 steps. So I should bring back move once again, keep it here, make it 100 steps, and then turn by 90 degrees. What will this do? Let me keep this aside. So when I double-click on this, she will move back by minus 100. But when I double-click on this, she will perform all these four things continuously, simultaneously. Okay, so let me just remove this. This is not required. I double-click on it and click on Delete. Okay? And it's gone. So when I double-click on this, the first one, she will move 100 steps, rotate by 90 degrees, and again move by 100 steps ahead and then rotate by 90 degrees. Let us see whether this happens or not. Boom! She comes here and then she settles here. We couldn't recognize what exactly happened, right? Now if I click on this once again, she will move ahead by 100, rotate, move ahead by 100, rotate, and stop. See, that happened now. I click, she comes here. I click, she goes back. The movement is so sudden, but we are unable to observe what's happening. Right. So there is a way in which we can actually make her wait between the commands. That is called, if you click on Control, you will see what is called wait here. You can insert wait. She will move ahead, wait for 1 second, and again rotate by 90 degrees. I want her to move. I want her to wait for 1 second once again, and then move 100 steps and then again wait. Okay, now what will this do? Very simple. See, most of Scratch is self-explanatory. I would say all these video lessons are not so important. What is important is you should experiment with what stands for what. Now let me double-click on this. Let's see what happens. Self-explanatory, isn't it? Move by 100 steps, moved, waiting for 1 second, move, rotate, and stop. I repeat, move by 100 steps, rotate, move by 100 steps, rotate. Even though I have given 1 second time, this has happened. Correct? What do I want? I want her to move ahead, let's say by 200 steps. What will happen right now? She will move a whole lot, rotate, move just a little 100, rotate, and stop. So I want her to move 200 steps always and go back to her original position. She went away somewhere. Let me pull her back. So I want her to start here. Move by 200 steps. She is somewhere here. Rotate, and then she will move. Rotate, and then she will move. Rotate, and then she will move. She will complete a loop. You see, she should get back to her original position. So what do I do for that? Self-explanatory. I should again make her move by 200 steps. Go to Motion, click on it, put Move here, move by 200 steps. I want her to wait for a second. So go to Control and then say wait for a second, move by 200 steps, and then again rotate, right? You must again make her rotate by 90 degrees. Again, I want to wait in between, as you can see. Otherwise, you cannot see her move. The computer is very fast. The computer will make all these commands get executed in a fraction of a second. You will not be able to see her move properly. Okay, and again rotate by 90 degrees. Let's revise. 200, she comes ahead, 90 degrees, she rotates. 200 steps, she comes down. 90 degrees. Move 4 times. Once she goes straight, rotate and move. She comes down, rotate and move. She goes to the left, rotate and move. She goes up. Once again, control, wait for a second, ta-da. There we are. Just double-click on this. Go, rotate, go, rotate, go, rotate, go, rotate. Ah, she is not rotating because I am not rotating here. So what I should do at the end, I must make her rotate once again. So, rotate by 90 degrees. Hip hip hooray. We are done. Wait for 1 second and this will make her do the trick. But I will rotate her by 90 degrees right now. Otherwise, she will not start from there. So, I will create a new command just to rotate her by 90. Now we are all set. Bring her here and then double-click on this. This is a separate command. We can double-click and she will rotate like this once, twice, thrice, 4 times. When you double-click on this, this will happen. But when you double-click here, move, rotate, move, rotate, move, rotate, move, and then rotate. That's what's happening, right? These were the list of commands which made you write your first program, a set of instructions for this cat to move and complete a square. Remember, we just saw how we can group a bunch of commands and execute them in an instance. This is one of the most powerful concepts in computers and especially one of the aspects of programming that is worth appreciating. You can write a long piece of code running through several sequences which will execute something very quickly. Let's say you click on your icon on your computer and the program opens. This particular thing is actually a piece of code, a long piece of code, but it acts so instantly that you will not realize that it is such a long code. We double-click and it gets executed in a fraction of a second. Fine, now we will go ahead and understand what are called the looping structures. If you want to get a bunch of things done repeatedly, there is a nice way of doing it in programming. Let's see more of it in forthcoming sessions.